What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. And I'm going to tell you why it's so happy. The wind is not howling today. It's blowing, but it's not howling. I'm at point 0.4 on my drift. I got 4 bags out, and there's a little bit of white, but it is so pleasant this morning. Oh, it's just like a dream come true to finally be able to feel a little bit of my drift, and I came right back to where I left him yesterday on the North Shore. I'm fishing around the islands out here, and I just keep going around them looking for a school. But I came right back on the same spot, and I have not seen him like I was yesterday when I left you guys. Maybe it's time of day, I'm not sure. I've been from 18 to 27 feet on this drift. Well, I've made 4 drifts in the same spot in different locations. I've had 3 big perch, all over 10 inches. I had one that was 12. I put a picture up on Instagram this morning. He was a giant. Boy, he had shoulders on him. You know, when they get so big, he comes off the top of their head, and it looks like they've got a little hump on their back. It looks like Igor. That's what it looked like. It's funny, I was fishing a black and purple bucktail bear, and right at the boat, which was typical of the old days, I had one smack it right straight down, and I missed it. I didn't expect it. You know, it was like the 10th cast I'd made with it, and nothing's been really doing anything this morning for me. I've fished blades, I've fished shiver minnows, all my good colors. I'm not seeing a ton of fish here, so I guess I can't expect to really catch them. But I'm covering a lot of water right here, and it's, you know, fishing's fishing, I guess. But I will tell you, what is it? It feels like a perch. I will tell you though, I left the dock this morning at 6:05 a.m. It was still pretty dark. Air temp was 31 degrees. Ooh, big one. Man, if you're out looking for perch, there's a dandy right there. There is a dandy. Like I say, these big perch got shoulders to them. Oh! I was going to measure that for you. I'm going to say that was somewhere in the 11 range. So I left the dock 6:05, 31 degrees air temperature. Like I say, I'm off Constantia right now in 25 foot of water. Surface temp is 49.8. On the other end, where it was shallower, it was down like 49.1. This cold these next couple days is going to start sucking a little bit more of that temp out. I would think lake-wide will be in the 40s by the end of the week, because it looks like it's going to be maybe not freezing every night, but it's going to be cold day and night. Winds out of the west-northwest. Well, that little gust right there is because I'm talking about it. But it's been 5 to 10 all morning, maybe just a touch over 10, and that gust right there is a little over 10. But it is so pleasant. It's so pleasant out here. I'm not getting bounced all over the place, and so nice. And if I had a little bit more time this morning, it's Monday morning. I'm starting another new job today, a couple days worth. I'm on my way over to Fellas to get lumber and whatnot. So I don't have a whole lot of time. It's 7:45 right now, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. But it's been great so far. You know, any day you can get out. I wanted to say, I'll pan the camera over, but you're never gonna see it. But everybody knows that you can see all those southern hills out here from the lake, and they're all white. All the open areas are white. Now, I don't think that they got much, but they got enough to make the ground white. And this Saturday, I'm pretty sure, I gotta look, I'm pretty sure this Saturday's opening a southern tier gun season for deer. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I think my son Danny and I are gonna go somewhere for opening morning. That's tradition. I just don't know where or when or why or how or whatever, but we'll get there. Everybody that's making plans, this used to be when I was younger especially, this was the biggest week of the year leading up to opening day. Of course, when I was a kid in high school, opening day was Monday. Now it's Saturday. But that was such an important part of growing up. I mean, there were certain days, April 1st, opening a trout season. First Saturday in May, opening a walleye season. Oh, that was another perch right there. Father's Day weekend, opening a bass season. And the Monday of Thanksgiving week was opening a deer season. And those were really the four that me and my grandp really mattered about, And, my grandp, all my whole life growing up, worked at Carrier and retired from Carrier. And I've said it 1,000 times, one of the institutions of Central New York. There was GE, Killian, Carrier, and a generation of blue-collar men had great jobs, made good money, supported their family, were able in those days to let their wife, if she wanted, stay home and raise kids, and it really was a whole different world than what we live in now. But I mean, I remember hearing Gramp talk when I was young that it was a big deal when he finally started to have some seniority, because that meant he could get the whole week vacation the week of Thanksgiving. And so we would go down to camp, down to my Uncle Phil's camp, or down in the old days, we used to hunt down in the state land in North Pharsalia, down just outside of South Etzelic. And that was a big deal. Like, we'd leave Saturday or Sunday, depending on the weekend. Opening day was Monday morning, and we wouldn't come home until, some years you'd come home on Wednesday if you had to help Grandma make dinner. If not, we wouldn't come home until Thursday, like lunchtime, and roll in, shower, change our clothes, and sit down for Thanksgiving dinner with the family. And that was, got a lot of amazing memories from hunting camp. And I know we're out here fishing right now, and this is a fishing report, but those are the things. And especially if you grew up in Central New York, opening day of deer season meant southern tier, and it was a big deal. Most of the kids and most of my friends wouldn't be in school that day because everybody was out with their dads and whoever hunting, deer hunting. And I think that's an important thing, and I wish those traditions were just as strong today. And for everybody that it is still that strong, feel free in the comments to talk about it. Where's hunting camp? Where are you going to be for opening morning? My uncle's hunting camp now is in Erieville, down south of Cazenovia, and there's a ton of state land down there. It's probably where Danny and I will be, Teofnioga State Forest. But please, I told you my tradition. Tell me your fondest tradition of opening a deer season. Where did you go? What'd you do? Who'd you go with? I remember shooting my first deer opening morning when I was 16 years old. Again, in those days, you had to be 16 to deer hunt. I told Danny this story the other morning. We were down in South Etzelic, up on the hill in North Pharsalia. It sounded like a war was going on. And Gramp had me down in these plantation pines, And as soon as it got light, there were deer everywhere, everywhere. And in those days, I was shooting an 870 Wingmaster with a 28-inch improved cylinder barrel, fixed choke. And I remember having those 5-pack boxes. I still got probably a case worth of them, of the the Remington. They were green and yellow. They were the Remington Sluggers. And again, in those days, Southern Tier was shotgun only. There was no rifles in Southern Tier. And I went through, I had 3 boxes with me in my bag. I'll never forget it. 3 boxes, a couple Three Musketeers bars, and a thermos of hot chocolate. And I was through 2 boxes of ammo before I ever had my first sip of hot chocolate that morning, and I still hadn't had anything on the ground yet. And I just, oh, look at this monster. Look at that monster. That's our future right there. Say hello to my little friend. Hello, friends. So, on a morning when there's not a whole lot of fishing stuff going on, I'm glad to sit and have a chat with you guys and talk about something else. But deer hunting's important. It is a tradition that is, I'm sure numbers will show that it's dying out, but it's important. And it's important that we as hunters and fishermen are also stewards of the game that we chase. The fishing game that we chase, we're the ones that it matters to the most, and we're the ones that have to protect it and support it. So, on that vein, everybody have a great week. Have a great week. It's Monday. Be great this week. Do something great this week. I look forward to seeing all you guys tomorrow. I also look forward to seeing in the comments this afternoon everybody's deer stories, and hunting camp stories. That's fun. I like that stuff. So thanks everybody, and as always, I love you guys, man. Have a great week. I'm with you. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Keep your tip up.